Hello, we are live tonight, and we're going back to New Jersey. We're hopping on the Clinton Road, and we're taking it for all 11 miles. Then we're getting off the Clinton Road and going all the way down South Jersey to talk about the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing tonight.
One of the most infamous cryptids in American lore.
Yeah, kind of more folklore-y the more I looked into it than cryptid sightings. So it's more Paul Bunyan than it is Bigfoot, I would say.
There's many sightings.
Yeah, but I mean,
many sightings.
You know, like there's no like one tale of like when the Hopkinsville goblins when they attacked. There's like, oh, there's this story, or the Flatwoods Monster. This story. There's the story of how it was created, but then it's like, and then people seen him.
People seen him, and then he goes
People
away.
seen him.
They say he's kind of like the Jeepers Creepers movie, where he comes out
And he's a son of a bitch.
7 to 13 years, possibly.
But wasn't that movie based on Mothman?
I think it was like a combination.
I guess they can do whatever they want. Jeepers Creepers 1,
Yeah.
2. I think it's up to 4.
Yeah, I think
They go
so.
straight to DVD.
The last one I seen, he was like pinned up in a barn, so I think it was like the third one.
Never mind. So I'm gonna read from this on the show to the camera. Weird New Jersey, which is a bunch of these. There's a Weird New Jersey 2. There's Weird PA. Because I figured what better book to
New
read
Jersey
from.
has 2 books?
Yeah, there's a part 2.
It's a fucking weird place.
Yeah. That's how much weird stuff is in New Jersey. Like the Monkey Man. And I'm also gonna read from this Chasing American Monsters book here. They have little write-ups about all the different cryptids across the United States. And it has a good description of what the Pine Barrens is, because I couldn't find one and I was never there.
That's odd, because you've never went to Atlantic City.
No.
You've never went South Jersey.
I was in
Avalon, like
Ocean City, New Jersey, but I was a small child. I don't remember too much.
Yeah, Ocean City, you would have went by them too. Technically, if you would have.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I go by them every
10.
time we go to the beach, whether it's Cape May or whatever, Wildwood, Atlantic City. It is super weird, and it's super dense. Like you can't see through them at all.
So it's really thick, piney woods.
Yeah, it is weird. It has a weird vibe to it.
So I want to describe that before. Do you want to do the
Patreon?
So
there is a new Patreon thing.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, I did change up the Patreon subscription based. I took most of the features off because we have to pay Patreon more money for them. And right now I'm just trying to crunch a little bit. So right now, if I sent a message on the Patreon, and I'll send a private message to everybody on there. I'm not sure if you've received it, but we're going to be scaling back a little bit. If you want to unsubscribe, I completely understand, because we don't do any bonus content. We're not doing the giveaways anymore, and we're not doing the shout outs. It's just general support. And
but still,
if you want to do $1, you can knock it down to $1. You can stop it all together.
Thank you.
Yes. So generally that's what we're doing. I just feel like we make a lot of content, but we don't make bonus content, and I really don't have any other things I can do to provide you with your bang for your buck. So it's just on there for general support. And I told everyone if they want to back out, they can. I don't know how to go about refunding or doing any of that, so I would have done it. But so if you're listening to this and you're part of the Patreon, I completely understand if you want to back out of it. I get that. If you want to continue to support, or if you want to support the Patreon, it is still there. You can head over to IWEPnetwork.com and support all of our shows and social medias. So yeah, that's all I really got.
If someone does join, we'll read their name.
Yeah, anyone new.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Because reading the same 13 over and over, it just takes time up on the show, and I feel like that's just
if Tom Jones joins.
Yeah. But there is someone on the Patreon who does pay extra to be a sponsor.
Oh, okay.
And they pay a nice amount, and they're a local business, so I will shout them out. The Tree of Life Shop is the largest metaphysical store in our area, offering a wide range of holistic, new age, and spiritual items and supplies, unique gifts, raw and tumbled crystals, essential oils, tea, herbs, books, tarot and oracle cards, journals, and much more. They offer services like Reiki, crystal healing, craniosacral, ionic foot detox, ear candling, hypnotic and past life regression, and you can do book readings with our intuitive tarot reader, have your tea leaves read, palm readings, and they host weekly events, groups, and classes. There's something for everybody. They also will host private events if you want to do paint and sips, craft nights, birthday nights with girls out, or bridal showers. You come up with an idea, and they'll do their best to provide it for you. Located in the Mystical Valley of Ringtown, Schuylkill County. Check them out on treeoflifeshop.com or on Facebook or Instagram of Tree of Life Shop. If you use the code IWEP at the website or mention at your checkout in the physical store, you will get 30% off all products discount 1 per customer. Give them a call at 570-741-3574. They also have a salt room. They call it the Raven's Nest. You can go in there and do salt room sessions as
Get
well.
DDT'd.
And if you, you'll get even flowed. And if you use the code IWEP, you will get $10 off your session. So there you go.
So that.
Our sponsor, if you are on there and you're a local business and you want to get more of a plug, just send us a message and be like, hey, I pay this much, can you give me a shout in the podcast? And we'll do that for you. So thank you, Tree of Life, for supporting. And you can always go to our link trees below, and we do have a bunch of other people that sponsor us as sponsors, and you can support them as well as following us on all social media. And that's all I got.
Okay. All right. So I want to describe what the Pine Barrens are, because if you're like me, you're like, what the fuck is the Pine Barrens? So the Pine Barrens of New Jersey, the name is simply ominous. The area is called the Barrens because of this coastal plain of pine forest that juts from sandy, acidic soil, is barren of any plant life humans can survive on. So that's nothing to eat there. The Barrens is home to a wide variety of plants like orchids. God damn it. Vines and the carnivorous pitcher plants, bladderwort and sundew. So a bunch of plants that we don't know. It's not lettuce. It's not cabbage.
I know. I know them, but yeah.
Yeah. Are they
you
witchy
guys aren't
plants?
gonna know. Yeah, some of them.
Bladderwort. What can you manifest with bladderwort?
They're all have their own
Loose butthole.
properties, but like the pitcher plants are like those plants that hang down like they look like a pitcher. Trail Garden sells them. Go on, boys.
I like Trail Gardens back then, not now. Anyway, the Pine Barren slogan is a place so dangerous, even the plants will eat you. So stay out of there. Dead communities dot the Barrens, some with crumbling buildings, other with brick foundations peeking from amongst the foliage. And then the guy wrote, the foliage wants you dead. The people who once tried to conquer the Pine Barrens are long gone. It's the most rural spot in New Jersey and home to the state's greatest legend, which we're going to talk about. And that's where we're going to go. So we're going to start with you can feel free to interrupt me, but I want to read the main story, and then we're going to interject some things here about this Jersey Devil. Is it beast?
So those Pine Barrens, like anybody drives
that's
really.
the card my mom gave me for Easter. It's pretty funny.
Anybody drives past them really when you go when you do the turnpike. And
I forget the route there. I was looking at one thing. I forget.
Yeah.
And exit 40 to something. I forget.
Yeah, so and that they are neat. They are different, that you can't really see through them. They do have a creepy vibe when you go past them, because there is nothing for miles except for those pine barrens.
For Pennsylvania people, it's Interstate 80 when you're going out to college.
There's
nothing there.
That's every road that we drive on.
Yeah.
Well, at least there's breaks. This is just woods.
The piney woods do look like one pine trees. They look a little more, I don't know, like he said, ominous, evil. Kind of nothing's there, so it looks more like uninviting there.
Yeah. It was. I had just an experience. What we were going to Cape May, I think, and we were driving down. We were listening to Sirius XM, and the Doors came on, Riders in the Storm, and it was like Pine Barrens, and it's just creepy vibe, I guess.
And then the devil came.
Yeah.
I wish.
So, legend has it that in 1735, a Pines resident known as Mother Leeds
Jane
found herself pregnant for the 13th time. Because back then you had kids to fucking work on the farm.
Not a whore. You just, that's right. You had kids to work.
But, even
and
she
not
took a
only
break.
that, but there was no birth control back then. Or I'm sure she would have been taking it because she was kind of pissed that she was pregnant again.
There's something else you could do to not have a kid. I mean,
well, when your husband's coming in and like back then, you kind of had to submit. It wasn't.
Maybe it wasn't all the husband, 13 kids, you might lose track after 7 or 8. I don't fucking.
I don't know. My old boss used to say that too. Like he was the baby of the family and he was forgotten about. So
see, if you're like, okay, you have 1 or 2 kids, yeah, but you have 7 or 8, you don't know which one's which.
You do know.
No, you don't.
Which. No, you don't know where they all are.
Don't. And you don't know who the father is. You gotta call Maury, although he's retired now. Okay, so the Leeds family was among New Jersey's earliest settlers, but Mother Leeds was now living a wealthy lifestyle. Not living a wealthy lifestyle, sorry.
No.
By any means. Her husband was a drunkard.
13 fucking kids?
Yeah. I mean, how could you fucking live with 13 kids? I mean, maybe you shouldn't have 13 kids. Maybe you should stop at 2. Anyway, her husband was a drunkard who made few efforts to provide for his wife and 12 children. Is that son of a bitch? Reaching the point of exasperation upon learning of her 13th child, and here comes the titular line, she raised her hands to the heavens and proclaimed, "Let this one be the devil." I don't understand why. Like, it's your fault. Like, you know what was going to happen. So, fuck, I did this. I really hope it turns out bad. What?
Let's give a shout out to God real quick for being like,
Yeah.
you got it, Toots.
Yeah. You want the devil? Stop having kids.
You got it, Toots.
on a
God has a real big sense of humor.
Yeah. Well, it had to be level. They had to be working together then for the devil to.
They do
Make
work
this
together.
possessed child.
This is
It's all, but they're in cahoots then. So then, if they're in
they are in
cahoots,
cahoots.
then religion is a joke because they're both.
Correct.
Yeah. See.
Correct.
Anyway, Buff hanging out with us. He says, number 12, stop pulling your sister's hair. Listen, it's Jersey, not North Carolina.
Yeah. Buff Bagwell, ladies and gentlemen. Watch the show. Former WCW superstar. Okay.
Hot mom.
No, no. So she shouted, "Let this one be the devil," for some unbeknownst reason, and I couldn't find anything out about why she shouted that.
She
But-
was pissed. She didn't want another kid. She was.
Well,
she was
whose
done
fa-
with.
It's not my fault.
It's
you're
not your
pregnant.
fault. But back in the day, that's what you done. You had
When
kids.
it
Well,
tingles, you got to pull out.
Someone should have got a cucumber. They had those back then.
I don't know if it was really her though. You don't know. We don't know.
Well, anyway,
Maybe
Or
Mr.
was
Lee's
a
pull-out game was
drunkard.
pretty shitty.
Yeah.
it must have been.
Maybe it was the drunkard dad, which I
But, you
heard
know-
a totally different story. So go ahead.
But if he was a son of a bitch, why you keep fucking him?
See, I
No?
heard he wasn't a son of a bitch. I heard that he provided, but he just didn't want to do any of the womanly duties of taking care of the kids. All the kids were her responsibility.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, he
He
had to go
said,
to the
"I'm
bar.
going to provide. I'm going to put food on the table. I'm going to garden. I'm going to fish.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna
go out and
hunt."
sweat my nuts off in the field.
Yeah, but imagine if he was out getting food for 13 kids.
Hey,
That's not like shooting, one little rabbit.
no, but my dad came from 9.
Oh my God. Yeah. My
9.
grandfather had it was like
9.
8 or so.
My mom's
That's only
side is
one
8,
generation back from me.
7
9.
or 8 or something.
Wow.
like
That's insane to think about that. You live in one house.
fucking
And it was a small house.
too fucking
Oh.
much.
They
That-
had
that's
like
crazy.
the attic was like where all of them slept, and then there was a curtain. in
If you had that
between
now,
boys and
child
girls.
services would take like.
Oh,
all of
yeah.
it.
Yeah. But
But this
rightfully
was
so.
60s and 70s.
They're like, you can't have a boy and a girl share a room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bad stuff will happen. Wait, what? Okay. Anyway.
Bro couldn't pull out of a driveway.
He couldn't. Thanks, Mike. And even with a horse and buggy because they had no cars back then.
How dope do you kind of feel though? You're like, bro, my dick created a legend.
Did he? I don't know.
I mean,
But she cursed it, and she might have been a witch.
yeah,
Look at that.
it's like,
Maybe.
dick.
Yeah. Look at that.
yeah, look, you know that thing that's flying around for the next
Or-
fucking 100 years?
Or would he got mad
Came from my
because he
balls.
thinks she banged the demon?
Came from my balls.
Bitch, who you fucking?
Yeah,
The devil can ain't mine. I don't have horns.
yeah. I don't have a fucking horse face.
Yeah, a dog's head with a horse face.
Now go on.
Looks like a cat. Okay. On a tumultuous, stormy night, months later.
Do you think he was kind of happy
Stormborn.
he
So
didn't
this
have?
thing has been Stormborn now,
Yeah.
just like in Game of Thrones.
Do you think he's kind of like,
Stormborn.
fuck? Thank God it flew out the. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Spoiler
see?
alert.
when
It
you're
killed someone.
when you're the blood of the dragon, like in GOT, you were Stormborn. So you killed your mother and you came out in this wild storm. You were born.
I guess one life for one life or something. I forget.
Yeah.
It's been so long. Anyway, this was months later, and then Mother Leeds went into labor. Her children and husband huddled together in one room while Leeds Point home. Wait, what? That's weird. In one room of their Leeds Point home, while local midwives gathered to deliver the baby. Hold on a second. They weren't doing real well, but they had midwives.
Well,
You're
midwi-
doing a little all right if you have a midwife.
No, back then that was a common thing.
Yeah,
People-
doctors probably just came to your house.
But but still, you weren't doing it for free.
Yeah, but a woman, she
They
might
didn't
not
charge for
admit
healthcare back
like
then.
she probably wasn't a certified
yeah.
midwife. It was probably the lady down the fucking streets. Like, all right, let's have this.
You know,
kid.
I don't know what they were doing for free.
I mean, 12 kids. I mean, that thing just fucking walked out.
I know. I mean, yeah, at that point, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
12 kids.
I'm born. Let's fucking go.
Anyway, they gathered to deliver this baby. By all accounts, the birth went routinely. I like that word. And the 13 Leeds children
Routinely.
appeared to be the 13th Leeds child appeared to be a normal baby boy.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
within
it was
minutes,
supposed to be blonde hair, blue eyes, beautiful kid.
a nice
you know.
Aryan child,
Yeah.
even though that wouldn't happen for another 200 years. However, the unholy wish came true, and the wailing infant began to grow at an incredible rate and metamorphose into something hideous. Oh my God.
So I
It's-
heard it didn't happen until they cut the umbilical cord.
Okay.
Yeah.
They cut
I
the
heard that.
umbilical
heard that.
cord,
And
and then as soon
then-
as they cut it, it was just like fucking wings shot out of its back. It grew to the size of a full man. Fucking grew its
Start
horns,
talking. You know what it's like? You ever see that skit where
horse face, tail.
the Saturday Night Live skit where the lady's pregnant and then Will Farrell climbs out and he's
Yeah.
like, "Ah, Jesus, it's so hot in there."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, my watch." He has to go to like a race or something. That's what that reminds me.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it sprouted horns from atop its head, and talon-like claws tore through the tips of its fingers. That's good. Not alliteration, but we know. Leathery bat-like wings unfurled from its back, and hair and feathers sprouted all over the child's body. Hair and feathers. Like, make up your mind. Its eyes began glowing bright red as they grew larger in the monster's gnarled and snarling face. The creature savagely attacked and killed its own mother. See, this one's a little different. And then turned its attention to the rest of the horrifying onlookers. See, it killed the midwife. And not the mom.
I've heard that it killed the
So I heard it
Yeah.
didn't kill anybody. It
Yeah.
just flew around the room and scared everybody, and then
the one said it killed the dad and then took off.
yeah.
So it's a little, we don't know who
You know
was
how
actually
these
Good
killed.
to know you
stories-
can trust history. right?
Yeah.
Well, it's folklore passed down from person
So
to
it
person. It's
killed
gonna
someone.
change.
Came
It
out and
killed
killed someone.
somebody.
Came out and killed
Hold on. So you're saying that people can lie?
I'm saying people
never.
can twist the truth to make a story
This
sound
book
good.
is-
This is folklore. I will.
No, these are real
This
people.
book is like the Constitution.
it is real
right?
people, but
This is based off real people.
This
You can
is-
go to their gravestones.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is like
They
the-
have
But I'm saying the
descendants that are
story.
still alive.
yeah, this is like the
You-
Declaration of Independence. This is 100% legitimate.
Just like everything
Legit.
else in the metaphysical and spiritual
Yes.
and the
this-
paranormal
now
world.
this isn't metaphysical, spiritual.
Oh,
no,
yes, it
no,
is.
cut that out.
This is
cryptid paranormal.
This
shit.
is a
totally
demon
different.
horse guy that flies around
Horse
New Jersey.
kangaroo.
Yeah.
Anyway, it
I don't
turned-
see any Reiki hockey teams.
What?
I don't see any hockey teams named after
Crystal
fucking
Healers.
yeah, after the Crystal Healer.
The
I see
Calgary Crystal
I
Healers.
know a 3-time Stanley Cup championship that was born after a fucking the old Leeds baby.
The fucking Jersey Devil.
Which is
Still
cool that
totally
they did that.
different. It was neat. And now they have, oh shit, I don't know if they're Albany River Rats anymore. They're Binghamton
Now the
Rats.
scariest thing about
Or
the
no,
team
no,
is
they're-
where it's
they're-
located.
They're Binghamton Devils now. So
Ugh,
they
Camden? Ugh.
had their farm team was always the Devils.
I'd rather
too.
fight the Jersey Devil than Camden. Go to Camden.
I did once. It was
I was there for the Tweeter Center. I don't know if it's still called that for an Ozfest.
I was there for the aquarium.
Oh, okay. Okay, where was I?
Flew out, killed
yeah,
the mother.
Yeah. So anyway, it turned its attention to the rest of the horrified onlookers. It flew at them, clawing and biting, voicing unearthly shrieks. That's another thing that they said, always yells. It tore the midwife's limb from limb, maiming some and killing others. If you tear it limb from limb, you're probably dead.
Dead, especially
Um,
back then.
The monster then knocked down the door to the next room and attacked its father and siblings, killing as many as it could. I wonder, there's no exact number. Those who survived saw it fly up the chimney. How big was that chimney? Destroying it on the way, okay, and leaving a pile of rubble in its wake. The creature then made good its escape into the darkness and desolation of the Pine Barrens, where it has lived ever since. So let's break that. Did the creature kill everybody? Or just some people? And how many kids went down?
I mean,
When you
here's
have
the- here's the
13,
thing,
does
if
it-
you can legit go to that mother's grave and her expiration date is not the day this fucking thing happened.
Yeah, then she didn't die.
Yeah.
But let's say the monster came true, right? And you have 12 kids. Some of them are expendable, right? I mean,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the 1700s.
Yeah.
The husband wakes up
yeah,
and
I
his
mean,
fucking
people's
intestines are
life-
hanging out and he's like, I'm still alive.
yeah,
And he looks over at all of his dead children. He's like, oh my God, I have to do so much less work tomorrow.
yeah.
Fuck this. Dead.
I'm just gonna die.
Yeah. I mean, 17. What was this? What was the exact year? It was 17.
17. What was it? 35. 1735.
So this
That's
was
legend.
Yeah. So this is definitely before the Revolutionary War, then too. Yeah. So you got to think back then, half your kids didn't make it either. Like,
Yeah,
most
that's
of your
true.
kids died of like typhoid fever or whatever the common disease was back then.
And the medical stuff wasn't very good back then.
No,
Advancements in medical science, I guess you could say.
no.
They're probably just having a kid with rags on
Jesus.
the floor.
Yeah, that's right. Most of the
Yeah, this one
mothers-
just said he beat them with his tail and then flew out the chimney.
Oh, see, now I heard
No deaths.
a lot
Yeah.
was he kills a midwife, but this
He
one says
kills
he
the
killed
midwife.
one and ripped one limb from limb, so
Right.
she's basically dead too.
Yeah.
And then killed the father and the mother. So did it kill everybody? Did it have enough time
Is
to
it-
kill all 13? And then it
Right.
said it was so big as a man, but then flew up the chimney, which wasn't that big, but destroyed it on the way. So I was like,
because most people in the wars and stuff, when they got their legs blown off from cannonballs and stuff, they amputated them, and then most of them didn't live many months after that anyway. They
Yeah,
got
'cause-
gangrene.
yeah,
And it was just
infection.
infection was nuts.
So then after that, I don't read the whole article here, but it just says the years following, the creature became known as the Leeds Devil, obviously the Jersey Devil, or the Phantom of the Pines, which that's
Oh, that's a good one.
yeah.
That's That's one I didn't hear in all my research. Go ahead.
And then just keeps saying how it in the 18th and 19th century it appeared sporadically throughout the Pine Barrens region. It never really goes out that except for that one time in 1909 when it goes to Philly. And just southern New Jersey, that's where its whole like reign of terror is. Unearthly wails from the dark forest and swampy bogs of the slaughter of domesticated animals would invariably be attributed to the Phantom of the Pines. So that's what it does as it terrorized the Pine Barrens once it escaped from its home. But that was 1735, and apparently it's immortal or it reproduces asexually. Because
So there's been more than one Jersey Devil.
we don't know.
there is
That's
some
that's a
offspring
theory.
thing, but if it was 1735, but people are seeing it in 1909.
Right.
That's over 100 years.
Yeah.
You know, and then that one picture was what 2004. That
15.
guy, it looked
15.
like it looked like
That
a sheep
was-
flying through the air.
Right. He said he thought it was a llama at the golf course.
Well, maybe
He thought it was a llama, and then it sprouted its wings and flew off. I think it looked more like a goat, but
So here I want to get this 1909 week. So as the legend grew, so did the devil's stamping ground. During the week of January 16th through 23rd, 1909, he apparently traveled far afield. Early in the week, reports emerged from all across the Delaware Valley telling of strange tracks in the snow. The mysterious footprints went over and under fences, through fields and backyards, and across the rooftops of houses. It could have been anything else. They were even reported in large cities of Camden and Philadelphia. Panic spread and grew. Even greater when reports came through that bloodhounds refused to follow the trail in Hamilton. I guess that's in New Jersey.
mhm.
In lower New Jersey and Philadelphia, schools closed or suffered low attendance because the Jersey Devil is out there. Mills in the Pine Barrens were forced to close when workers refused to leave their homes and travel through the woods to get to their jobs because of this 1909 reign of terror.
Can we just
so-
start that tomorrow? Like,
Yeah, I say the Jersey Devil. But when was the reign of terror to Snallygaster? Was that like 1917 or?
I can't remember. I was
I
hoping you
wonder
would
if
remember.
they crossed over.
they
I
probably
have to bring that
wonder.
up because I have it in my Google.
Because what Tony has up on that was from Jersey. There was one where he was spotted in Bristol, Pennsylvania as well, and he was actually
he
shot
was at
at.
the dojo.
He was shot at
Yeah,
by cops
ROH.
in Bristol, Pennsylvania. So
Well-
there was actually police force that shot at him, and nothing happened. Like
Yeah, they said the bullets went right through it.
right through it. And now I'm reading one here, another one from a good site that I like. And if you like nature walks and hiking and stuff, I recommend going to follow them. It's called the Pennsylvania Wilds or PA Wilds. They are like a website and social media place for all things nature in Pennsylvania, especially central Pennsylvania, like the PA Grand Canyon and stuff. They were saying, they have a little write up here, that the Clinton Democrat broke the story on January 28th, 1909, when the Jersey Devil was spotted in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
Well, hey,
So-
what's he doing up there?
Right. The Leeds Devil, mysterious tracks seen in the snow in Jersey, found in Williamsport also. Read the headline. There's a headline here too. Some captured had left some creature. Sorry, I'm not good at reading.
I like Critcher.
The creature had left
That
footprints.
goddamn creature!
That's like the lady on the news today. She's like, yeah, that crick runs into the river right there. I'm like, oh, shut up. Why'd they interview her?
That's what the news is supposed to
Hey,
do.
Some people down my way say crick. So
I hate that.
They're like, all right, we're on scene. There's a
Different.
house fire.
Yeah.
And they look over and there's
Who-
ladies there with like one tooth hanging out of her
Yeah.
nose. And they're like,
Who's
that's
the most outrageous?
That's our interview.
Well, they know it's gonna draw views.
Yeah.
Well, like when the
That's why-
Dunkin' Donuts was on fire in Shamokin.
Yes.
They knew
That's-
they knew who they were interviewing.
Or the guy who says the guy who got crazy and he's like, I'm gonna get racial. Remember that video?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. I remember the Dunkin' Donuts, the young guy. It's a great place to meet my lawyer. It's a fancy place.
I do all my paperwork.
Yeah, and if anyone doesn't know, just go to YouTube and type in Shamokin Dunkin' Donuts
Donuts.
fire.
It'll come right up.
Yeah, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm cross-referencing here. We're doing
Okay.
lots of the Snallygaster. How about this? First spotted 1735. This Jersey Devil 1735.
Oh, so I wonder if they're.
It's a
set it up.
conspiracy.
Yeah.
1909 newspaper article reported that the Snallygaster dragged a man to a hillside where it fed off of him. 1909 is when the Jersey Devil goes on its rampage.
I wonder.
We have, and
Could
then
have been a distant cousin, maybe even.
yeah, so 1909 was the year for monsters.
Yeah.
The Snallygaster and the Jersey Devil were going at it here.
Yeah.
That goddamn Leeds woman had a
So,
14th.
and they're not too far from each other because Snallygaster's Maryland, Jersey. I mean, we're kind of close. They border each other.
Yeah.
So how about that?
They're not far
Some
away
St.
really
Cloud-
too much
the
at
power
all,
of Google
especially
Docs.
South Jersey. But this still said it was seen up in Williamsport, and there was tracks there. They're hopping back and forth over a tennis net, and tracks on a golf course.
Well, one of the things with the tracks is they go through. That's a cool can. They go through things.
The Ector cooler.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Oh, it's green too. They like so there's a fence, but they go like they don't jump through the fence, like or jumped over. They walk
Mhm.
through it, so it has intangibility as well.
So we have in the chat here. I thought the husband made a almanac that
He did.
yes.
it
So we
was
didn't
in
even get into
competition.
that yet,
Yeah.
Sam.
And we also have. I can't help to feel this whole story was a production of early psychedelic experimenting, possibly.
It could be
And then that Tritter is the devil.
that creature is the devil.
That creature is
Creature.
the
Let's
devil.
create that.
That's
We
gonna
are
live forever.
that will
now,
be our-
unfortunately.
cryptid. The creature.
The creature.
And we're gonna make a backstory of what it looks like and everything.
I like it.
It lives in the creek.
Yeah. It lives down the creek.
I'm not reading anything from now on. You're getting both of you. One of you are gonna get it. I'll do the research. I'll send it to you. One of you
So
read live because I,
don't-
can't.
You were getting the
I
beer, but
sucked at popcorn in
the
school, too.
Snallygaster's rampage was also 1909, and they
Right.
both started in 1735. So what was going on in Maryland, New Jersey at that time?
Yeah. Drugs.
Monsters
So-
just rampant.
It's fucking creatures
Some-
everywhere.
I wanted to touch on too some other stories of origin for this Jersey Devil too. I mean, there is an origin story too that says it was a girl who fell in love with a British soldier. Because if you think around this time, definitely Revolutionary War is starting to spark up in the 1700s. We were not a free country at that time, so they said that a Jersey girl fell in love with this British soldier that was stationed in New Jersey, fell pregnant with his child, and the town hated her so much and hated her for laying with this British soldier that they cursed
Blimey.
her and the baby. And when the baby came out, it was the devil because she
She should have
laid
just
with-
not believed. in
she
it.
she laid with the devil, or she laid with a traitor. So
But I mean, he's not evil. The British guy, right? If you think about
it
it.
was evil back then.
Well,
They were burning shit. They were
were they really like? It wasn't like. Were the British on the like? Not to compare, but
The British were
were they like the
fucking
Nazis? Like that? These are the clear bad guys.
yes, they were fucking
I don't-
assholes.
Or were they just like, hey, we want to own this country? Like,
no,
we'll treat you all right.
I mean, technically, they funded the whole thing to get here to expand on land.
And then we turned on them.
yeah.
We,
So who's
no,
the real
now,
bad guy?
come on. They raised our taxes. They've done everything
bad.
to make our life pain in the ass.
Dude,
with
you
health.
know
we
what
were
sucked?
basically paying for everything over in
If
England.
you were a Native American,
No,
then all these
you know what
people
suck?
came.
You know what suck is if you fought the British for your independence,
Mhm.
then to be like, this is ours now, we did it. And you're like,
Woo!
yeah. What are we gonna do now? First things first, we're gonna institute taxes
Yeah.
and we're gonna take all your shit. Wait, isn't
Yeah,
that?
where'd you get that from?
and
Yeah.
it wasn't near as
So
bad.
who's the
when we
real
got it.
evil?
That's true.
There
Well,
it is.
and then they burnt a lot. They burnt families. They raped women. They
Oh
were
my God.
nasty.
Were they Vikings?
Well, they were
Vikings
nasty.
dressed as
Go,
British
go
people?
back and do your homework on the Revolutionary War, boys.
I mean,
you don't know much about it.
I just imagine
apparently.
wearing their nice coats,
They-
marching out,
they-
single file, just getting pecked off by arrows.
No, they
We have to
were
keep marching straight.
nasty. And they actually hired Russian Hessians, I call them, and they were
Mm.
mercenaries. They were no prisoners, basically. So that was one other version of this story of how this Jersey Devil might have came to be. Another one is the Lenni Lenape, and this is the one I probably is going to believe in, and Tony's going to make fun of me. But the Lenni Lenape believed that there was a spirit, like a nature spirit, in in the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. Now, the Lenni Lenape was a different type of Native American tribe that lived somewhat in eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and southern New Jersey. Definitely, that was their lands. So they had said that there was a nature spirit that was like a dragon that was there. It was a protector of the lands before. Another one is an inheritance theory. So there was a theory that Jane Leeds had this 13 babies. Everything was fine until the dad died, and he left the 13th child out of the will. And with that 13th child being left out of the will, got pissed, turned into a demon somehow.
How would you?
Why is this happening in today's time?
Yeah, how would you even know though when you're just being born?
Could you imagine
Am I
just-
the will?
They're like,
Well,
yeah.
I think all that is scrubbed. until he finds out he's not in the will. Then he turns into this fucking.
Let's just be like in 1981 or whatever the fuck this was. If you're a mother and you're giving birth and you say, "Let this be the devil,"
1700s,
and whatever 1700s, and you say, "Let this be the devil," or you bang a British guy, or you don't get money in a fucking inheritance. All of a sudden, we spawn this demon creature. Right now, there's literally children dying in Ukraine. You don't think one devil would pop up, like one, like X-Men the Mutant, like in like extreme stress? You
can argue this all day long, and I'll agree with you on that sense. On the other sense of the Lene Lenape, I'll challenge it. It might be a nature spirit. I believe in nature spirits.
I think it's more believable than listening to humans.
But then, like, where did the nature spirit go?
That would explain that he doesn't die, right?
Yeah.
If he's a nature spirit, he's not gonna die. He's gonna be forever there on that land, protecting the land. And if you think about it, he kind of drove people off the land too. People who couldn't handle it.
Maybe you know what? I think it's happening. I think people are making booze in those woods.
And they're gonna want people to stay away. And that's Snallygaster.
Yep.
It's crazy that they have the same exact dates. I mean, I never knew that till I looked at them before.
Do you think Southerners listen to our stories and like those dumb Northerners and their giant flying monsters?
There's Satchmo.
We don't got no dumb big feet. Fucking.
They have their own. They have
Tennessee Wild Man.
Yeah.
And Swamp Ape.
Yeah.
Swamp
that's
Ape.
That's just Ted in the woods.
What the hell? The Kryptonite podcast just had, what was it? Crococoon or something.
Yeah.
No, it was like a cross between a crocodile.
Oh yeah. Croccoon or something.
Real. It's a real thing.
Of course. So and then it's not in
It was
here.
kind of cute though, I will say that.
Napoleon's brother, for some reason, Napoleon Bonaparte, the conqueror, or whatever you want to call him, what would you call him?
Napoleon was
conqueror?
like a dictator.
A dictator, taken over a few countries. For some reason, his brother Joseph was in America, and he was
in Jersey. Yeah,
he said he shot at it.
Yes, he had saw it a few times and tried to shoot at it.
But what was he doing in the United States?
He was
Which they wanted the United States
He's
right then, right?
For
It was the New World.
I want that devil.
Yeah,
on a mountain.
But he was in New Jersey.
Teddy Roosevelt sent him. Even though we sent him back in time.
Yeah,
time
he went to the New World. Didn't want to live with his goddamn asshole brother Napoleon.
His
little man complex.
Yeah, in the book here, it does have about the eyewitness spotted the beast in Camden and in Bristol, Pennsylvania. Police in both cities fired on it. So, and Camden, Bristol, kind of, it takes a little bit of time because that's the whole course of flying through Philly. A few days later, it reappeared in Camden, attacking a late night meeting of a social club and then flying away.
So the Klan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
who else is in the woods at fucking 3 in the?
No, this is Camden. In Camden.
Yeah, but who else is in the woods?
No, this is in town.
Yeah, this is in town.
But I guess it would be meeting.
Yeah, but I guess
in what time frame?
A social club.
A social club in town.
A late night meeting
an
of a social club.
Or
what
a legion.
What time frame? Like era?
So this was to be the 1909.
Right.
Yeah, they're racist.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but is there many black people in Camden yet?
No.
In 1909, I would say probably not.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe.
It might, because Atlantic City, they were the workers. They were
maybe.
like your dishwashers.
1901.
1909.
Yes.
There was probably still some slaves going on at that time.
I don't think.
I mean, not legally.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe 1901. I can't remember. Sam, if you're out there, chime in the dates.
1901. It was a bunch.
Yeah.
It was.
Anyway,
I'm thinking Boardwalk Empire. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's not even.
I want the Jersey Devil to terrorize Camden now, today, but people be armed and try to shoot at it.
Yeah. Why doesn't this monster?
Yeah.
Go anywhere now?
I like the eyewitness account here. It claimed it looked like a large flying kangaroo. A lot of kangaroo for this thing. Another trolley called for people saw it in Burlington and not Vermont. When it scurried across the tracks in front of their car in West Collingswood, it appeared on the roof of a house that was described as an ostrich-like creature. So the way it looks is all over the place.
Yeah.
I think
it's not a definite look. Yeah.
Maybe Heidi's the Jersey Devil.
Mm-hmm.
Elsewhere,
Devil's here.
It likes to slaughter chickens and livestock. In Camden did that. A local woman found the breast found the beast attempting to eat her dog. She hit it with a broomstick and it flew away.
There it is.
Now let me tell you something. Jersey Devil's out there. Some lady hits with a stick. I think it could take over.
It's like, all right, lady.
Oh, Jesus,
I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Come on.
I
what
just
are you
murdered
doing?
my whole family in a log cabin.
Let me get a sawbuck
This
before I
poor
go.
thing's just misunderstood.
Yeah, but
It murdered its whole family.
I'm just saying, if it murders a whole family, but it's afraid of a broomstick.
Maybe it didn't.
It did.
Maybe
it took half of them.
It was,
It's in a book. It means it's real.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Anyway, so
So-
we'll go back to here.
Where are we at?
Oh, there was a 2002 feature film called The 13th Child.
Napoleon's brother got kicked out of France during one of the revelations.
Okay.
Went to New Jersey, so he didn't get his head cut off.
There we go.
Man,
Thanks, Sam.
Also, he wasn't one of the he wasn't with his brother. He wasn't on the same side.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
It's like, fuck my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was going to get his head cut off.
He's like, I'm gonna go to America, and I'm gonna kill their giant devil,
Monster.
and
We gotta get like a
They'll-
UK
and they'll love me.
monster.
Well, this was something similar to something in the UK, and I didn't pry too deep into that, but there
Kind of
was
like the Snallygaster
it
was a
was-
German thing.
it
Mhm.
was something. There was a devil in UK, and that's in my Haunted England and Ireland book. I should have brought that.
So they
but
brought a Jersey devil egg and a Snallygaster egg over.
Oh, maybe the Dueo. Maybe it was actually the Snallygaster or the Jersey Devil that fought the Snallygaster. That was the
Yeah.
epic battle in 1909.
Well, they both each brought eggs with them, one from Germany, one from wherever.
Here's the
this
thing:
one
the
is.
Snally had the metal beak and had the tentacles coming out of it.
But yeah,
This doesn't have
Allegedly.
any of that.
I'm just saying
I'm
there was
just
two
saying
different eggs.
it's unique at the same time
Yeah.
this was happening at the same exact dates,
Yeah,
alleged.
allegedly.
So that's the story. We have some sightings here from
We-
people. Well,
There is more to the
Signings.
story though too with the almanac.
oh yeah, the
The almanac thing.
Drop that tidbit on us.
So I'll paraphrase what I know here. So what I've learned is that
That's awful.
Daniel.
He's drinking a Slimer themed beer called
why
Ecto
do
Cooler.
you keep buying beers like this?
'Cause
It was the first was the dill pickle
It
beer.
looks cool.
But
Right.
what is it supposed to be like?
Lacto Cooler. It's supposed to be like
It's a
Ecto
sour.
Cooler.
It's a sour, but I'm not into it.
Okay, it smells awful.
Actually, I take an actual drink of it. You just touch
He
your lips. to
can't. He can't. He's straight edge. He
It-
can't.
It
He's
does
not gonna get
It
drunk.
does taste a little like Ecto Cooler. It's much better than the
Think
pickle
so.
one. It has there's a little bit of citrusy fruit taste in there. If you ever go to McDonald's,
It's
everyone,
like swamp juice.
you take a cup and you
It
put
tastes like Ecto Cooler.
Yeah.
Didn't you ever drink that as a kid?
Yeah.
It's a little sour. Hold, do you got it?
yeah, it's like bad Ecto Cooler. Anyway, you take go to
Yes,
McDonald's, you take the
bad
cup,
Ecto Cooler.
you fill it up with half orange high C and then the other half blue Powerade. Ecto Cooler.
Really?
Yeah.
Now
try that when you
everybody
go to
knows that
McDonald's.
hack. There you go, guys.
It's close as you can get.
Don't say you never learn anything on our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, the Jersey Devil. This I think it was Daniel Leeds. Actually, he came out with this almanac book, and he was a Quaker. So if anybody knows what the Quakers were, they were highly religious.
So we'll break this down. The oatmeal guy and an almanac is kind of like a book that's a weather report, and they have some other stuff in there.
They have astrology stuff.
Yeah, they did, which was weird because you think the people back then would be like,
he-
"Oh,
Oh, they were. That was the thing that upset the Quakers. The rest of his fellow Quaker people, that upset them greatly. And another person that upset it greatly was Ben Franklin.
Mhm.
Ben Franklin also wrote an almanac that was called the Poor Richard Almanac, and that was in direct competition with Daniel Leeds's almanac. Sooner or later, Daniel does die, and it goes on to his son. And I know it starts with a T. I don't know if it's
Thomas,
Triumph.
I'm just gonna assume.
Triumph. No, it's something weird or Titan. I think it's Titan. Titan.
This is a great almanac
It's
for me to
Titan.
poop on.
Titan leads. it.
Try to read my fucking almanac.
So-
What happened was Ben Franklin was like, "Don't buy his fucking album."
Yeah, by
Basically,
He's
yeah.
the father of a devil.
Yeah.
Well, no, basically that's they fought. They slung mud at each other. Like Ben Franklin didn't like how he had so much astrology in his almanac, in the Leeds almanac. So he had predicted Titan's death in the almanac by astrology.
Yeah, and
and
the
said
one said he was
October-
dead, and he came back, and the ghost was
Right,
writing the
right. And they
almanac.
said it was October 17th, but that came and passed and said, and it wasn't true. And then or Triumph, or well, not Triumph. I'm thinking Triumph, the goddamn dog. Yeah. Titan had came back and said, well, this is, you can see he's bullshit, in other words. So they kind of mudslung. And then then one point that they said, oh yeah, he did die and then came back from the dead and this and that. Then sooner or later, Titan kind of leaned into it a little bit more and started putting his family crest on the almanac, which was
Dragon.
a dragon.
There it is.
And there's still almanacs today. There's the
Mhm.
farmer's almanac that
Mhm.
tells you when to plant your
I think
crops and
that's
stuff.
yeah. So that's kind of a mix between the Poor Richard and the
Yeah, it's
because Franklin was a big time Quaker. I believe.
But they said he was a big time ladies man.
Oh,
well, so I
God,
guess
yeah.
you could do that on the side.
Yeah.
That'd be religious.
And he was a
still.
possible serial killer.
Well, yeah, but then they said maybe he was just studying bodies.
Yeah, he was just studying bodies.
Just
I
buried them
think.
all in the
Yeah.
'Cause
basement.
he was a
Who knows?
scientist, but he was a quackadoodle. But he was our
It's a good-
quackadoodle.
It's a good way. It's a good way to.
He
say it.
spent a
Yeah.
lot. He spent a lot of time in.
Why do you have all
France.
these?
A lot of
why do you have
time
all
in
these
France.
dead bodies in your basement?
Yeah,
Because I'm a
I'm
scientist.
studying. Damn it! Hey, he's on the $100 bill.
He's
O-
like,
only
Do
non-president.
you like bifocals? You're welcome.
Yeah,
Don't worry about what's in my fucking basement.
yeah. Leave Ben Franklin alone. He built Philly with his bare hands.
Yeah, it was Titan. Titan Leeds.
Titan Leeds. What a name!
That was his name, Titan.
I think
Leeds.
he's wrestling this weekend. Titan
Yeah.
Leeds. I think PPW's booking him. Titan Leeds.
So, go on. What are we going? Oh, experiences here. Oh, we were saying too about that 1909 craze when we were seeing them a lot. Can you pull that up, Tony? The museum.
Oh yeah,
article.
I have the thing.
Yeah.
here, too.
So I gave him a picture to show people that are watching.
Yeah, his the
So
things I want.
This was an ad in a newspaper for a museum that was actually oh God, how can I say this? Was trying to cash in on the Jersey Devil hype.
No,
Yeah,
stop it. That doesn't
yeah.
happen.
So they imported this poor I was gonna say reptile.
Kangaroo.
Kangaroo, thank you.
But you
and-
gotta think back then.
What did you hear?
1909,
Green stripes?
Yeah,
painted
green
on, or
stripes
they,
are painted on the kangaroo.
Okay.
But you gotta think back in 1909. You live in U.S. all your life.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck kangaroo is. There's no internet. There's not even books with
No.
pictures. And if it is, it might be a drawing. It might be totally all wrong.
They painted them and they glued wings to them. Even God love the little kangaroo.
Like when you go to the Bloomsburg Fair and they have the biggest rat of all. It's just a wombat.
Yeah,
So
they have. You have to like go up in
I
the
see.
thing, pay $1, and go up and look at the thing.
Yeah.
My
I've
favorite
done
one
that
was-
multiple times.
My favorite one was we went to see the half snake, half lady girl,
Mm-hmm.
and we went in,
It
and
was dead, wasn't it?
no, and it was literally a rubber snake with a hole cut in a box, and this like college girl was her head was there, but all the stuff on the outside that was painted on was like the snake woman was a white woman,
Yeah.
and then you went in, it was this like black chick,
Well,
and she's just like, I'm a snake.
I guess that's who they.
And I just like, that is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. And she just started laughing. Like she couldn't even.
The best one I can remember going to, me and Dad went in to see the largest crocodile one. Remember the crocodile one that they would, and sometimes it's still there, the large crocodile.
Yeah, it's like
and
November. It's
we
cold
would
as
ping
fuck.
pennies off of it, and it would just
Jesus.
it would ping right off, and it was plastic.
Wow.
Yeah.
But like a large crocodile, that's not that unbelievable.
No,
'Cause
but it was
I'm
still fake.
Sure, there's big
Yeah.
crocodiles in the world.
Yeah. And then there's a woman who was in a horrible car accident and she was cut in half.
Oh
But she's still alive and it's all mirrors.
And her half.
By the
lips
time
somehow.
I actually got to go into the whatchamacallit, the actual freak show up at the Bloomsburg Fair. If anybody from the 80s, born in the 80s, can remember 90s, mid 90s, they always still had what was the remnants of that freak show there with all the cool paintings on tapestries and stuff outside. By the time I got to go into it and I actually knew what it was like, everything was dead in the inside. The giant man, it like the mermaid and everything was all taxidermied stuff. It was still a cool exhibit to see.
Yeah.
But
Like
sorry.
the Mutter Museum. But that's
Yeah,
all milk.
that kind of stuff interests me.
I do like for that for the ad we have up the tagline: the fearful, frightful, ferocious monster which has been terrorizing 2 states.
And all it was a poor kangaroo with some wings glued on it.
At that time, I don't know my. Did we
So-
have? Well, how many states did we have in 1909? I don't know my history. Look at
That
that.
was-
He looks like he's playing the piano.
Yeah, so that was kind of like
Immediately.
the on
Wow.
the Leeds Almanac. So that was another thing they said. Well, possibly, he just leaned into it a little bit and became like the joke.
Mm-hmm. And then Ben Franklin went to get rid of him. So I like how he said he's dead and a ghost is writing the
Yeah.
almanac. Well, I can't buy it. A ghost is writing it.
Yeah,
Think for a second.
I'd buy that one before I'd buy Ben's.
Yeah, so that's probably more interesting. The ghost
Yeah.
almanac.
So
Ben Franklin's like, that's because if I find him,
Yeah,
I'm going to fucking kill him and stick in my
and
basement.
I'll be having a 14th to a kid with his wife. Let
Yeah.
this one be Jesus. Like, what if you would have did the other way? Let this one be an angel. See, she should have did that, and then they could have
Yeah.
gave blessings.
the first
and-
one should have been an
She should
angel.
have had another baby and said, let this one be Superman.
Yeah, and then the all the
And
work that
kill
could have
my
been
other
done.
one.
Yeah. Let
She
it
wasn't
be the
thinking.
snally gas.
She wasn't fucking thinking.
Maybe another one was the Snally. Maybe it turned into a Snally.
Yeah,
then.
she's like the what's the in the Greek the mother of monsters? What's her name?
Nix, I think. Was it
Is
Nix?
I
or
forget.
Shit.
Yeah. Oh, will come to
knows?
me.
In the
Gorgon?
mother of
No.
monsters and demons in the Bible theory was Lilith.
Okay,
She's
no,
the one who
no.
spawned them, and
She's like, I like to think of her as the first witch. And
Oh.
Lilith.
Lilith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some in this weird New Jersey book. There's some eyewitness sightings or testimonies. Some of them are pretty good. And I wish I had a Jersey accent, but I don't want to do the fucking Jersey Shore. But so this one's called "Driving by the Devil in the Pale Moonlight" by Jack Nicholson. No, this has haunted me since it happened in 1972. One winter night, I was driving on Green Tree Road from Blackwood to Glassboro. I caught a glimpse of something in my rearview mirror. Curious as to what it could have been, I slowed down to take a gander. It was dark out, but the moon lit enough that I had no trouble at all discerning the upright figure of a creature crossing the road roughly 25 feet behind my car. The figure stood taller than a man by far and had thick haunches similar to a goat's, which is at its back, right? That's like a haunch, right? I don't know what a haunch is.
A haunch?
Yeah, what was the
How to
haunch?
spell it?
Haunches.
Haunches.
Had
No.
thick
I was
haunch.
gonna
Let's
say it
look
was
that
a
up.
haint, an Appalachian.
No, a haint.
A haint
It's
is
like
like
a-
a ghost.
Yeah, down south, yes.
No, it's actually Appalachian.
Really?
Yeah.
So I was
So
reading-
that would be around us and stuff. That was kind of in that Appalachian folklore that I was talking about. The haints are within
Okay.
the Appalachian
I
folklore.
was Michael down south.
Bad
I was reading a
spirits.
comic book called Harrow
Haints.
County, and there was the haints, and it was in Louisiana.
Ain't there?
No, it's like the end. It's all the Appalachian mountain range. So it's from like Georgia all
But I mean,
the way up.
It was a comic, so.
Mhm.
So the haunches were supporting its nearly human-looking torso and huge woolly head. So this is saying it's got fur in its head, not feathers like the originally. It moved heavily and didn't seem at all disturbing by my being there. It didn't linger long enough to see much more. I hit the gas and flew to Madison Park Apartments. I'm like, okay, in the borough. I slept in the car, unwilling to get out in the same darkness that had introduced me to the devil. That's by Mary Ritzer Christensen. So I gotta drive away, and then I'm gonna stay in my car. Like, people.
So I put up a photo of the people watching of
Yes.
an alleged
That's
photo.
hilarious.
This is an alleged photo. This is the most recent photo of the New Jersey Devil, or
It
what
has
they.
no tail.
I don't know, man. It looks like a goat to me with some wings.
It looks like a goat, but maybe he has a backpack on.
This is a guy that in 2015 was I don't know if he was golfing at the golf course or was driving past a golf course and saw this llama at the golf course, and he took out his picture or his phone to take a picture of this random llama at the golf course, and it sprouted wings and flew away, and that's what he caught.
But that's something. The llama grew
Yeah.
grew wings.
Grew.
Ooh, that's a nice one. I've never seen that one.
Now this is probably superimposed or photoshopped somehow.
They fucking superimposed me, man.
I'm fucking superimposed.
And the old man's walked
That's
away.
the first one. That's the goat
And
man.
he's saying, "What the fuck, superimposed?"
You fucking wing that.
You sound like Canadians playing hockey.
No, it's the goat. You
The
learn.
goat from Adam Sandler.
Ah, fuck.
You want me to catch the fucking football, right? Don't go too crazy. I gotta catch it in my fucking mouth.
Put the other one up, back up with the black and white one.
You fucking whiz that thing.
So the other one here is somebody's trail camera,
That's right. Your butt
So-
hooked me.
and the full picture is him actually chasing a deer.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely a doctored image. Look at the
But
wings.
look at it; it's pretty cool though. Still,
And that has like a humanoid face. And
Yeah.
the wings
Or a
look like
demon
it
face.
wouldn't support the creature if it was
Yeah.
to fly away.
And then, we got
and then this one,
Ooh.
Yeah, that's not like a.
He
Fucking,
looks like he's frolicking.
yeah, like he's frolicking.
that looks like Kangaroo Jack.
Yeah, let me say what's in this tray.
All right, and put up the bat.
Oh, that's a weird New Jersey. So when I look at my book, maybe it has that.
Yeah, dude. the
We'll get
bat
to that. We'll get to that.
Okay, we're gonna do that one at the end when
Yeah.
it's a possible debunks.
Oh, debunks. How about I read one more here about camping, camping with the Jersey Devil. So in the late 1980s, a couple of my friends and I took a camping trip to the Pine Barrens. Why would you go there? Anyway, I was unaware that we were headed to the home of the Jersey Devil. While everyone's asleep, three of us decided to hit the trails a bit earlier than usual. We were about 100 yards away in the woods when my bike stalled out. They were driving dirt bikes. I looked and found
Fucking
out
huffy.
that my friends had also stalled. At first, I thought it had something to do with the terrain or maybe something to do with the nearby power plants. How the fuck would a power plant affect
Make
your
your-
gas-powered motor?
Yeah, make your. I heard this story and I heard that too.
Is
I'm like,
this the TNT power plant the Mothman lives in.
All right, so real quick,
Mhm.
this guy thinks a power plant 100 miles away.
No,
thinks-
it's not that one. It's one that's near them.
in the Pine Barrens.
Yes, apparently there's a power plant there.
I don't believe him.
Yeah.
Also, this guy thinks power plants affect cars and motors.
Right.
So
Gas powered.
This
Gas
is
powered
gas
one.
powered. So this is how
It was the 80s.
this is the testimony.
Yeah,
This is hardcore believable
that's why I
testimony.
went to read this
All
right
right.
there.
Just putting it out there.
We tried to start up our bikes when suddenly from the woods we heard the most horrible piercing scream. It sounded inhuman, like something being tortured. Yeah. La, 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 la. Or that, but last picture. Oh! Well, once back at camp, they asked us if we had heard screams earlier. They had heard them too, 4 miles away.
Whoa.
That night, we headed into the local town. We went into a bar, and the bartender asked, "Hey, kid, what'd you see? A ghost or something?" After I told him the story, he smiled and said, "It looks like you met our little friend." He then asked us to come out back.
Oh boy.
He showed us a tin garbage can that was shredded to bits. It looked like the shreds were made from something with 3 claws.
And then he said, "Hey, can you check my watch?"
Yeah.
And it was his dick over his lip.
Yo,
Yeah.
I have never returned to the Pine Barrens since, and I do not plan to go back, says Frank T. Now, Frank T's story is a little out there. Why would the bartender, like, you see our little friend? Like, what if that's a different creature?
Hey, I'm gonna leave my bar unattended to show you a fucked
Yeah.
up trash can.
Yeah, but they said that
I hate this guy.
it grew to the size that was bigger than a human.
Yeah.
This guy's saying it's little, so maybe it's something different. And there's
See,
like,
there's all different accounts of how this thing.
Yeah, this
looks.
thing has a tail, fucking big wings,
yeah, it might have a
jacked
mouth.
arms,
Yeah.
big horse's mouth.
Except
It's
for-
just like, I want to go fucking eat at the trash can in the bar.
Yeah. Except for this
Maybe
little.
he's just misunderstood.
This one has dainty little legs and metal shoes.
He's
like
Well,
wearing
they
socks.
said that
Crocs.
Yeah.
lot of his legs,
I
his
don't know if he
hind
can-
legs are always crooked and like malformed.
So this one looks like he has the
That's
legs
the
of a
goofiest
pelican.
one. Yeah. Hey everybody, it's me, the Jersey
Like if I
Devil.
seen that, I'd be like, you are dumb looking.
Yeah, you'd
Is that the one with the horse face
Yeah,
too?
you'd
Like,
punch
yeah,
that
I
in the face.
couldn't.
I'd
yeah,
fight that Jersey Devil
I would try
tomorrow.
and feed it and think it would need a home.
Yeah, now this horsey dragon thing, now that's a little scary.
Yeah, that's fucking. That'll ruin your day.
Let me see that one.
But the regular
yeah.
Jersey Devil,
Yeah.
like you just punch it and go about your business.
Yeah, this
Don't
this
punch it. It
this
probably
dumb-
just wants some
this dumb
food
bitch.
and
I'd fight
love.
that dumb thing in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
That thing.
It doesn't look like the legs could support it. I mean, that's why it has wings. So
That's
it can
why it's
always
wearing
fly.
Crocs.
Yeah, the metal Crocs too, even worse. There is a little sidebar here.
You notice he has them in 4x4 mode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and well, he also has horseshoes on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
You know,
He puts them on himself.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he puts them on himself.
So it said that there's children of a lesser devil. So they're like other kind of related things. One's the Greenwich Devil Dog, and the other one is the Hopping Devil of West Orange. So they're little just things here. So the Hopping Devil. So this is like they're saying maybe it's the child. According to a report in the New York Herald's July 3rd, 1924 issue, several people saw a strange animal in the vicinity of West Orange. A local resident, Mrs. Clyde Vincent, described the encounter. We were picnicking along the road a while ago when an animal that had a head like a deer, that ran like a rabbit, and had fiery eyes came along and jumped all over us.
And had the wiener of Ron Jeremy.
Yeah. A patrolman on duty also reported sighting the creature, and a farmer in nearby Livingston had seen it jumping about his fields. The police caught the creature, or thought the creature might be a kangaroo escaped from the circus, or maybe that fucking museum, but found no evidence when they searched. So it sounds like they seen a kangaroo. That's a cryptid itself, the Pennsylvania, New Jersey kangaroo.
Yeah.
So, and here's another one that's
That's
kind of
immortal.
that's the Greenwich Devil Dog. A newspaper article in the Daily Times of Woodbury dated December 15th, 1925. Okay, a little bit later on, described a strange animal shot while stealing chickens from a farm in Greenwich. The farmer showed the animal to hundreds of visitors, but no one could identify it. The creature was the size of a grown, I have no idea what this is, Airedale, Airedale, and hopped like a kangaroo. Its forequarters were higher than its rear.
I think that's supposed to be like a deer.
Its ass is higher than, and it crouched. Its hind feet had 4 webbed toes. Its eyes were yellow, and the jaw was neither the jaw was neither dog, wolf, nor coyote. So I don't know what the fuck they were smoking.
You know what a rabbit is? It
Yeah.
looked nothing like that.
Yeah, you know like a rabbit, but it was like 8 foot tall, and like its front legs were bigger than its back.
like if your
Wait, what?
buddy, like if your gym partner fucking described a cryptid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and wait a minute, that's nothing like.
Well, you know.
Yeah, You know what it could be. I'm gonna type in Eric.
So there also is things in Jersey too that I was reading about. They have these swimming holes that are like huge huge circle bodies of water, and
Mhm.
people think they're portals to hell.
This is an Airedale Terrier, by the
Oh,
way.
There you go.
So it's a dog.
With a dumb horse face.
Yeah. So it could be the Jersey.
Oh, it's not a
I don't know
dumb
if you-
horse face. Come
Yeah,
on.
it's a. Yeah.
So these bodies of water are giant, essentially whirlpools, and they tell people, like, the people think if you go near the water, the Jersey Devil will suck you in and pull you in.
Then he's aquatic.
Yeah.
Well,
he
See,
dives into the waters.
And I've heard that he boils creeks and bodies of water like that. He boils them while people are in them. So he basically fries the people to death.
Yeah. Well,
And he chops down big trees to smush people with.
yeah. So there is actually like people that like tell people don't swim in these holes. Like they're sick of finding dead kids in them.
Yeah.
Like stop going in them. And they're like crystal blue water. They're like pristine.
So they're inviting. Yeah.
Yeah, which is insane because all of the rivers and the water that runs through the Pine Barrens
Mhm.
is usually like really sulfury
okay.
and mercury
Mhm.
and like it looks like mud water, and sometimes it says like it's such a weird consistency and a weird coloring that it almost looks like blood.
Oh.
So that's another reason why they say it's eerie in the Pine Barrens. But yeah, these swimming holes, and then there's supposedly this well that he lives in, and that this witch was trying to conjure him.
Ooh.
And then he pulled the witch into the well, and then somehow these people found out about it and then built a structure over the well trying to trap them in. And then this well and building became like a thing. And
I wonder if you were to drink of the water of that well, if you get the power to
you can't even get water
so
out of
it's
it. Yeah,
capped.
it's like a giant hole in the ground. And then this like he's a priest / psychic medium.
Oh.
Yeah. And he went there. He
Multi-classing.
was like, "Oh, I sense blood." He was just, I don't know. He's like, "I sense a lot of bad things happen here." I watched this documentary. I was like, "Get the fuck out of here!"
I love that. In this book, in the American Monsters book, it says that when the police shot on it, the bullets had no effect. So
Yeah, it
also
travels through. He said it went through it like he wasn't even there.
Oh, okay. So either bulletproof or intangible, and that's how they say how you walk the fences.
There was a general too that was visiting a cannonball plant that was somewhere in Jersey, there, South Jersey. And when he was there, he saw this menacing creature flying around in the air.
Well, he just so happened to be testing his cannonballs out.
Well, he said, "Well, I'm gonna get one of these cannonballs. I'm gonna shoot at it," and it just bounced right off of it.
Yeah, cannonballs, the most quiet weaponry of all time. He's
Let
just
me
out there.
reload this for the next 20 minutes.
He's just out there firing cannon shots, and the Jersey Devil's just like, "Let's see what the fuck's happening over there."
Hi, God.
With his big dumb horse face.
I have a horse face.
What are you guys doing over here?
And a dog's hey.
I feel like if the Jersey Devil learned English, that's how he would talk.
Aw.
Yeah.
That picture of
Like an idiot.
The way
Oh,
you
yeah, I'm a
make him
border.
sound,
Like,
I feel like I want to take him in. And make
He
him feel
talks
at
like
home.
Goofy from
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Oh, the Jersey Devil.
Hey, Donald. Let's help this Final Fantasy character get a Keyblade.
Come on,
How did
Max.
that get in here?
Come on, Max.
Kingdom
I'm trying
Hearts.
to be a good dad. Fuck you, Dad.
The Jersey Devils wants to, because he slayed his father, so he wants to be a better father to his kids.
Yeah.
you know, little dogs.
I wish we had like fucking someone that listens that can draw really well and just be like, can you make the Jersey Devil, but give him like the face of Goofy, pelican legs wearing Crocs,
Yeah, metal ones.
yeah, bat wings,
Yeah, and then
a like crocodile tail,
and then just say, can you have big haunches?
yeah. Make sure you
Whatever that is.
and a big butt, like
Like that
a dump
Mothman.
truck butt.
Everyone that goes there takes a picture in the front of the Mothman, and they go around to the back and take one of it, like touching its ass.
Yeah, it's
I've
got-
seen people get tattoos of that, like their
Mothman ass.
Yeah.
I want to go there so bad.
I wish I was a good digital artist because I would draw all these cryptids for our shows and like kind of like the Kryptonite guys.
Oh
do,
yeah,
but every single one of them would have like Nicki
A
Minaj,
big
butts,
old
just
ass.
dump truck.
you know,
booties.
I tried to go. What was their site
the
called?
squanch, and
Yeah.
just like but with a big dump truck butt.
I believe their site was American Monsters or something, but I don't think it's up anymore. 'Cause I'm like,
Really?
let's see what Rob wrote and read from that and credit him, but I couldn't find it.
Yeah,
So-
I think he like I've been listening
think
to
they
from
took it
one
down.
back.
Yeah.
Like I've been listening backwards, and they fucking. I guess they said they took it. They were trying to take it too serious,
Oh, okay.
and then people just kept ripping them off anyway.
Yeah, that's what you say. So at least give us a link.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't find anything. Just you know,
Did they make a Jersey Devil episode?
I think they did. Yeah,
I didn't listen to it. If they did,
a couple years ago.
I'm trying to get caught up and then listen to them. Like I haven't listened to the like last 3 current ones.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm
I
like
just listened
going
to
from
Mondays.
I listened from like episode 143 up to where they are currently.
Okay.
So I have to listen from like 1 up to 1.
And this is Kryptonaut, right?
Yeah. So only and then once I get caught up with that, I'll like pick and choose podcasts again.
Mhm.
Because there's only 3 that I want to be current with, and like a few other ones. Like I want to listen to Monsters Among Men.
It's Monster Among Us.
Yeah, that one.
It's good, except like, it's all listener call-ins, right? That he plays tapes of, and then he like
Oh,
comments.
that's awesome.
But he does this voice for the
Oh, he
whole
talks
show.
like
Yeah.
this. There's a supernatural
And
one.
sometimes it's like, oh,
It gets too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
But
one on.
It's a good show.
There's one on there called Lore, and there's another one called Supernatural.
Lore.
And they read it like it's a fucking children's book. Like they have the creepy music in the background.
Oh God,
Like,
that takes away from
like the
me.
Halloween
Yeah,
music.
they
and
think it
he's like,
adds, but it doesn't.
and this is
Is
where
Lore.
they went into the basement.
And no, I'm Aaron Mankey, and this is Lore.
Yeah.
Lore's one of my favorites. I don't care if it's
I
cheesy
can't-
or not.
It sounds like I'm
love
listening to
Lore.
a fucking audio
And
recording.
he has like 4 or 5 different podcasts. I know he started off with Lore. Now he has like he does different series. Like the first one he done was the Salem witch trials, which he does an excellent Salem witch trials episode. There's like 5.
I'm
6
sure
episodes.
his research
If
is
you're ever
good.
going
I
up to
just,
Salem,
I just-
go-
When they
and
have that voice, I can't.
yeah,
The Monsters Among Us guy, sometimes he doesn't do it as hard.
it reminds me that when they play the tape from the Necronomicon and Evil Dead,
Yeah.
it's just like, and I am in the basement, and
Yeah.
this is the Necronomicon.
I will now open the book.
I will now open the
I
book
will now test for proper modulation.
and I will take a drink of my whiskey
American
down the
Shadows.
belly.
American Shadows, Unobscured, Grim and Mild, and Cabinet of Curiosities. So Cabinet of Curiosities is like little 10-minute episodes about different little weird stuff.
Okay.
American Shadows is all very much Americana, Americans' dark history past. Unobscured is like taking that was the first series, and Unobscured was the Salem witch trials. Like I said, I recommend listening to his Salem witch trials if you're going up to Salem. He gives the most in-depth history of the Salem witch trials you could ever want from somebody. And I knew most of everything when I got there. I knew because I listened to it on the way up, and most of the tour guides didn't know what I knew because of his Unobscured. So Aaron Mankey is very good. I will say that.
Yeah.
I know the last podcast on the left, but I have not listened to it yet. I heard that was a good narrator, like ghosts and stuff like that.
And like true crime and stuff or something like that.
Yeah, some of them branch out and do that too. Paranormal Zone I listen to, they've
Yeah.
been doing a little bit of true crime, but
Paranormal,
usually stuff that's like really out there.
yeah,
like
paranormal
murders and stuff.
punches. I want to listen to them too.
Yeah, theirs is bad. They're not every week though. They're kind of, unless they're just slow, they're usually like every other week or so.
That's fine.
But it isn't bad.
We're every other week.
Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah.
I don't have time.
So
Yeah, it's fun stuff out there.
Yeah, but that's about it, because the sightings are all of them pictures that we showed, and then there's a couple more in here.
Yeah, if you have Paramount Plus, there is a documentary from the History Channel of the Jersey Devil that's worth watching.
mhm.
I watched that. There's stuff on YouTube,
Yeah,
but like I said, there's like a fucking 100 different stories.
yeah,
So
yeah.
here's something to think about. The history of the Jersey Devil is what, like about 120, 130,
200 years.
Yeah.
200
Yeah.
years old.
It's about
It was
18, no more.
It was more because it's 200 years. We were 200 years old in
1735.
in 1776. We were officially a country.
Yeah.
So,
So-
1976 was our bicentennial. So it's way over 200 years old.
And
now.
we're still like, we're not sure.
Yeah, I think I seen it.
You know what I mean? That just goes to show you how fucking terrible recording information was not
Back
even
then, yeah.
200 years ago,
Mhm.
or a little over 200
Well, a lot
years
of it was like to keep people happy and stories to keep people entertained too.
Hard to
Like,
keep them in line, you know. Go
Yeah,
out there,
keep
'cause
them
we'll
in
get you.
line. I mean, like I was going to show you that the hammerhead bat is one thing they think that it
yeah.
might be.
Oh, the hammerhead bat.
And if you look at this thing, it kind of looks like it. If it would be bigger yet.
Look at that face.
Look
on
at that
fucking
face. That
thing.
looks like a horse face type thing.
Yeah.
So that makes a little sense. This is a hammerhead bat. They're not native to our area, but they're saying that somebody might have snuck one or two over, and now that they,
throughout history. And
Mm.
yeah, and
Well, you
now
never,
that
yeah.
they are in the Pine Barrens. And this is the Jersey Devil. Another person said it's a hill crane. Now, if anybody out there actually seen cranes in their life, cranes are kind of scary, but not crazy. Like they're not like the Jersey Devil.
But you
like
look
they-
at a crane, and that's a bird.
It's a bird,
Yeah.
right? It's a
Just
fucking bird with
bird
long
totally,
legs. Yeah. And then another one is everybody wants to blame everything on a fucking owl. Like they say, oh, it's an
Oh.
owl. It's an owl, just like the Flatwoods Monster. It's an owl.
Yeah, everything's
No,
an
This
owl.
ain't an owl. Maybe I'll chalk it up to the hammerhead bat there, but not not an owl
See, but
or a crane.
why this kind of is like a cryptid, but not because there's not like. It's not like a Bigfoot might be a species we don't know. This is like, oh, the lady cursed her child and it mutated into a demon.
This has folklore along with it.
Yeah.
So this has a story to
Everything
go
is
along with it.
folklore.
Yeah, that means it has an origin story.
Everything is fucking
yes.
folklore.
They should make a Jersey Devil movie where the kid does mutate. And
They do. There's one called The 13th Child. There's
Is it? I
didn't get to watch it.
I wonder if
there
that's
was one with Stephen Moyer called The Pine Barrens, I think.
Is that like loosely?
Yeah.
Like I want one where it shows the child being born, it mutates and then kills the family,
I
and
don't
flies
know.
away, and then
I didn't-
1909.
Didn't get to watch any of them, but
Hey, we'll make a moonshine. Hope that Jersey Devil don't get us.
if you are watching, we're getting close here to the end of our show. So if you can leave some fun little comments in there so we can post them up at the end. Reviews, tell us what you thought of it.
yes. And from now on, I want everybody, like I was trying to put it in the podcast. We are starting at 7:00. So Tornado Tag, if you join us for Tornado Tag, it will be at 7.
Shows are starting now at 7
7.
o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a time change. I think people are missing it from the time change.
Buff said that I said I'd shit myself if a crazed breast or something, crazed beast killed my chickens. And
Yeah.
that's
But the only thing I want to close on is something recently just happened in the news.
You seen the devil?
No,
Did you?
well, kinda. Some people did. So
The
we obviously
Baron.
live in a climate where there is tons of conspiracy, right? And this is where I do tell people to be careful with a lot of stuff and what you believe and how far you pursue it and what you put out there. And I will say, like, listen, like, one of the biggest things right now, and I'm not trying to be political or anything, but right now we are in a huge political climate where everything is politicized. Everything is.
Today is actually an election for something.
Yeah. And
I didn't know.
I don't know.
and there
Governor. I don't know.
we just recently had
It's not governor.
Yeah.
It's primary, so you only vote for your certain party.
Oh, okay.
we recently
I
just had an 18-year-old kid who was obsessed with one side of the news spectrum and obsessed with the negative side of things that were going out there and listened to insane conspiracy theories and racist rhetoric and anti-trans rhetoric and anti-gay rhetoric. And he purposely sought out a highly black populated neighborhood and went up there and shot and killed over like about 10 people.
Yeah.
All because he listened and believed into political and conspiracies and this huge QAnon and that everything is us versus them. And now there's 10 innocent people dead because of it. So listen, I'm for the having fun of talking of conspiracies and anything we talk about in the show. It's fun, like it's interesting, right? But at the end of the day, be careful how fucking deep that rabbit hole you go
That
into.
is so sad. I will say this. It is so sad to hear that story. I've heard it now a couple times. It is very sad. But you can't lump that into like the Jersey Devil or
It could be anything. I'm just saying in general, we cover everything. But you know what I mean? We cover fucking.
It's a nice
like,
public service announcement, but I don't think it has to do anything with paranormal, metaphysical type stuff.
I disagree. I think people can easily get caught up in maybe not so much cryptozoology, but like
right.
with
Cryptozoology.
religion and beliefs and that's how when I brought up the conversation during the love magic where like a fucking lady believes this stuff and then she goes after a man that doesn't want her because she's fucking not all there. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying is be careful with this shit. Sure, if you're gonna believe it, go for it, but take the same thing you're telling Christians if that's your anti thing is don't push it down people's throats or you know what I mean, like just fucking use your head with this stuff.
There was I just posted it on Truth Behind the Illusion, the fan page, so you can go back and look at that. There's a Christian lady criticizing the yoga Barbie doll, saying that it's demonic and it's going to possess kids.
Yeah,
because it's
let's get that yoga doll on the show.
Yoga Barbie doll. It was
and ladies like that will go out there and fucking kill somebody.
Because
and she's a Christian.
She'll believe that. And then teach her kids that.
I got it. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I had a friend actually send me the rest of the post, and it was fucking bananas.
That's why I get not heated, but I get upset when it's just like told that this is real and you're just supposed to blindly accept.
Yoga Barbie is at Target on the shelf. Satan always comes as appearing innocent. He will never come with horns and a pitchfork. This Barbie has 5 guided meditations. Remember, yoga is Hinduism.
Hinduism is obviously evil.
Yeah, obviously. You cannot.
They're not mostly peaceful people.
No. Here with my Ganesh on.
Yeah.
Anyways, Remember, yoga is Hinduism. You cannot separate poses from religion. Each pose is designed to invoke a Hindu deity in the spirit realm. I have seen children get possessed by demons. This Barbie also teaches you deep breathing, pranayama. Her pet is also involved. Satan is after children, and he wants to use them as an indoctrinate them into his glory. There's more, but I'm not even going to go on.
Clearly, that lady is out of her mind.
There's still a topic I definitely want to cover, but I just don't have the time to research it and then read it. And do
Barbie dolls?
No,
that's Barbie dolls.
And it has something to do with. They made a movie out of it. They wrote a book about it. The Possession of Emily Rose.
Okay.
Yes,
if you actually go in and do the research of that
one's rough.
People got charged for crimes for that.
Oh, wow.
Her parents being one of them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She's clearly and I'm not going to go in the whole thing, but like what's possession and what demon possession and what is just mental disability that they didn't know how to treat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be fucking a Debbie Downer. It's just that kind of shit there, like when people fucking post things on the internet and they're like making trying to poke fun at fucking like the things they don't understand and the things they don't believe, and they buy into this political nonsense, and they're fucking being anti-trans and anti-gay and anti-this. There's mentally unstable people out there who are doing fucked up things right now.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, if it's not fucking bothering you, why fucking feed that energy? Like, you want to talk about vibrations and energy? I'll buy into that. Like, don't fucking feed into that nonsense, because some fucking mentally incompetent kid just.
And if anybody takes anything away from whatever I say, and I tell this to everybody when I taught my classes over Tree of Life, when I teach my classes again, all I say is take what serves you, leave what doesn't. Don't sit and pry on the things that don't serve you. If it's not serving you, move on.
These people think this does serve them, and they need to go out and rid the world of this evil. And that's
which is weird, because
that's
then,
not spirituality. Though.
To them it is.
Yeah,
but it's not though.
I agree, but to them it is.
But they're being taught wrong then.
Yeah.
Well, all this.
It's
but
and this is generational.
Nuts
this
to begin with.
This is years of being taught different things, either by the Christian church or by your family or whatever. This is years of entrainment that you have to unlearn.
Listening to news media, getting fucking people
correct. Why do you think
up and scared.
I don't fucking watch the news? So I didn't hear about that until one of my teachers, a tarot teacher and astrology teacher, came and brought it up. And she's very liberal, very left side, and I listen to both, but I mostly
not interrupted, but there you go. See Monster of Cape May.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to read that then.
But it just, I don't know. That's just my only PSA is, listen, this is all fun stuff, and it's fun to talk about conspiracies and fucking demons and this and that. But at the end of the day, like, fucking, I don't know. That news article and that story just fucking, it bothers me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and maybe because I fucking have a lot of friends that are people of color, and I'm in an interracial marriage. Like, fucking some psycho can see me and my wife and be like, I don't agree with interracial marriage. I've been told by people who I thought I was cool with, be like, oh, you're cool, but I don't agree with your marriage.
Which is so dumb.
Well, then you're not cool with me. Get the fuck away from me. You know what I mean? Like, people are being targeted for fucking nonsense. Like, it's just fucking. I'm sorry I'm cursing so much, but it makes me sick to my stomach, and it's all driven over this fucking QAnon and fucking negativity and this crazy political.
The best thing you can do is
us versus them mentality, and
turn
it's
off
disgusting.
the TV and love your fucking neighbor.
But then,
sure, we can turn off the TV. But there's people
though.
out there who are not, and they're fucking mentally ill, and they're buying.
What can we do about it? Absolutely fucking nothing.
Us as people need to just take responsibility and refer. I honestly think there's a lot of people who are responsible for this shit. And
I mean, this has now gone off paranormal, but what's taking responsibility to you? How?
Fucking be careful what nonsense you're putting on the internet. Even if you might think it's a joke, like when you're saying, I'll use a recent example. When that trans swimmer went out and fucking won a gold medal, and everyone's making jokes about that. You're breeding anti-trans, regardless if it's a sport.
Okay.
If you're
I forget her name.
Yeah, but if you're breeding that, you're telling people it's okay to make fun of it, and then some mentally ill person goes, well, fucking, they're making like, and I know that seems like a stretch, but 10 people are dead at who went to the grocery store because they're being told that fucking Black Lives Matter is, you know what I mean? Like,
so we went from the swimmer to Black Lives Matter.
I'm just saying that
that's the
right wing, that's the rhetoric that people are putting out there. And if you read the guy's manifesto, he literally lists all the stuff he's been reading on the media and everything that he's being told that people are bad and just racist and anti-gay and anti-trans stuff that he's seeing all over the place. Right. And he fucking went and got a gun, drove 300 miles away from his own home and killed people.
Right. I understand that. And I understand we need a lot of work to do as a society yet. But I also think we have came a long way since the 60s, the 50s, the time when there was separation, segregation. I mean, I would never want to go back to that.
Yeah. No,
I'm sorry. I think we made a lot of improvement. And I'm not saying that there's not more to be done, but there is.
Yeah, I'm just saying, because I know a lot of this just stems from a lot of fucking just nonsense, and just be careful what you fucking buy into and what you read into, and who can be buying into and reading into it as well, because they can do harm to people.
Right.
That's all I gotta say.
I always said, like, and with spirituality and stuff, take what serves you, leave what doesn't. So if somebody's preaching something to you that you don't like, you leave it alone. If somebody is preaching to you that gay people aren't a part of a spiritual realm, or they're going to hell or whatever, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave them go. Let them think what they want to think.
That's an easy message to put out there. But there's people who listen to that, who agree, and then go over the fucking deep end.
Well, like I said, how are we going to stop that other than getting like Captain America, Winter Soldier?
And we can't. And what I'm going to say is this platform is going to have both sides of the spectrum, and we're going to try to have fun and talk about it, but fucking don't listen to this and fucking be like, oh, well, that's...
Oh, you can listen. I think the Jersey Devil's all right.
Yeah. I'm just saying in general, the further we go.
Dive into the conspiracies, but we
might. I mean, we did MK Ultra and stuff.
Yeah, but we're not. We believe this and we support.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. And we done wacky conspiracies, which are fucking whack.
That's why.
I mean, we done. I won't touch QAnon.
I definitely want to talk about it, because I want to see I want to see how stupid it is.
I won't touch it. I won't. Because I don't want to do it, because I don't know anything about it other than what you tell me and stuff. So I'm not educated enough to talk on it, because I don't want to.
Well, the whole purpose of the show is to educate yourself. I didn't know about Jersey Devil until today, but we're learning and talking about it and looking at it from another outsider's perspective. So
I mean, I just don't. I don't try and feed any of that kind of negativity either. So and I see that as part of it, is feeding it. Yeah. There's part of me that always believed, like, if you ignore it, let it go, ignore it, and it'll be gone. You know what I mean? You don't give it power then.
Sure.
The more you give it power, the more
those 10 people who didn't buy into it at all are now dead in a grocery store.
Right. But how many, because they, like what you said, what they listened to on the news.
They didn't listen to it. They were shopping.
No, I mean, the guy,
but I'm saying,
the military guy.
I'm just saying, like, just because you're turning a blind eye to it doesn't mean somebody else is not. And that's why I'm using this platform to say, like, fucking be careful, man. There's people out there who are fucking crazy. It's fucking, I don't know. It's the only thing I can say is just be careful what you're be careful. Just be careful out there, because there's fucking crazy ass people who believe crazy fucking things and do extreme things and hurt other people. That's all I got. Andy, what do you got to plug?
Well, I plugged the book that I read from. So Weird New Jersey. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah,
that's written by two guys named Mark.
Yeah, we referenced Weird New Jersey,
Mark
and
Skirman and Mark Moran. So it's a good book. There's also Weird Pennsylvania. There's a bunch of states. There's not every state, so you can check on Amazon. I think the hardcovers are like 30 and the soft covers are 20.
Yeah,
and there's a Pennsylvania one. I have the Pennsylvania one, and I have one other one too. So they're cool books. Yeah. Little write-ups on all.
There's a few good ones.
Yeah, about monsters and everything. This one's Chasing American Monsters, and that's again it's over 250 creatures, cryptids, and hairy beasts, written by Jason Offutt. So that's on Amazon too. And this one was $17.99, but I think it's cheaper. I think it's like $12 on there. But it's cool little articles about.
Was monsters in print? There was anything.
There was no New Jersey Devil.
Wow.
No,
there was no newspaper articles, at least that they found, and that dates back to like 1700s, 1800s, all that. But nothing in monsters in print. But that's a good book too. So check that one out. There's also Ghost in print as well, which I do not have.
Which is crazy. Like not really crazy, but like.
But back then, people did believe. I mean, you didn't have the internet. You didn't even have radio back then. Or if you did, it was just barely getting off the ground.
Barely.
So like you didn't know. Someone says, "Hey, there's a monster over there."
All they had really is their newspaper, and not everybody had the newspaper either. So not everybody could afford it.
A lot of people couldn't read.
Right, correct.
Boss says, I've served people from all corners and races and genders. People are mostly good. It's just a few crazies out there. And the news that sparked the crazy shit. I agree.
There you go.
Totally agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's the news that sparked the crazy shit.
Well, I'm just saying we're a platform that speaks to people. And if you're someone who's listening and you're fucking crazy and you have those thoughts, fucking stop listening.
Well, we didn't tell you to do
it. Go get fucking help. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It just bothers me when people just get fucking targeted because of fucking nonsense. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not on that anymore. Kelly, we got the plug.
I'm gonna plug the few movies that I've seen. I didn't watch them yet, but maybe I'll get time. The 13th Child was one. The Barons. This is the one with Stephen Moyer.
You watched these?
No, I didn't yet. But
these are ones about the Jersey Devil.
These are ones about the Jersey
closely
Devil.
Related.
Right. So the Barons, this is one with Stephen Moyer. He's hunting the Jersey Devil apparently in it.
Ooh.
The 13th Child, the Jersey Devil, Monsters in the Pines, season 1. There's a ton of this Jersey Devil stuff out there. So if you're ever wondering and listening, that's a good place to start. The PA Wilds, like I said before, a great website if you're a nature lover and hiking person. They have a bunch of quirky articles on their website too, so I will plug the PA Wilds. Other than that, next episode we're thinking of doing the 27 Club, so
Okay,
that's what I've got to plug.
there we go.
The IWEP network. If you made it this far and you're listening to the audio or you're still here on the video, head over and follow us on other social media, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Like I said, we are trying to grow the YouTube. Not very successfully so far, but we're trying.
We're almost at 50.
Yeah.
And for being that we started a whole new channel in February or in November, it's not that bad.
Yeah. So yeah, head over there, give us some love. Like I said, who knows what the fucking future holds with Facebook because it's trash. Dude, every day I'm on, I'm just like, I just want to delete this so bad. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, grab some merchandise, all that fun stuff. The new website, Redbubble. I got 3 t-shirts for our tornado tag. Just came in today. They're good. They're nice. They said it's pre-shrunk too. I haven't washed them yet to see how they turn out, but the prints look really good. Yeah, I'm happy with it. So, and the prices are pretty decent. I can't really control too much.
And you can get a bunch of different stuff.
Like I can't fine tune the prices like you can before.
That's fine. There's so much to get on there.
Yeah. Teespring you can fine tune, but it's also a pain in the ass up and everything. But so yeah, we tried the new one out. Yeah, 7:00 our new start times for shows now going forward. Not Cool in High School Horror. We're gonna be covering Carrie. That should be coming very soon.
Okay.
I'm not
I was gonna say
sure
what's happening next Tuesday.
And if you're into paranormal, metaphysical, demons, all that fun stuff, and you want to watch a recent movie, go check out Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. So in the Multiverse of Madness, there's a lot of cool interdimension talk and witchy stuff.
Yeah, it's very the most supernatural of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, and it's really, really cool. And if you're into like horror movies, I think you're going to be into it because it's directed by Sam Raimi, and there's a lot of cool little horror movie nods, and it has a horror movie feel to it. I think you're going to enjoy it. So that's the only thing I have to plug. And we'll see you next time. Truth Behind Illusion podcast.
Bye bye.
See you
Hey
guys.
everybody, it's me, the Jersey
It's the
Devil.
Jersey Devil.
Devil.